Spira is a world steeped in mystery. Even after countless playthroughs, Final Fantasy X still holds the secrets tucked away in its temples, NPC dialogues, and background lore. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into 5 obscure details you probably missed. Details that not only enrich the story, but also reframe how we understand Tidus, Yuna, and the pilgrimage itself. Grab your celestial weapons and let's begin. We have all heard the Hymn of the Fayth 1,000 times, from Besaid's peaceful temple all the way until the final battle. But did you know that each temple actually contains its own unique version of the hymn's lyrics? In Japanese, these verses correspond to different summons and beliefs. For example, the Kilika Temple's hymn subtly references transformation through fire. A nod to Ifrit, while Makalania's verse carries imagery of water and reflection, tying directly to Shiva's ethereal nature. This was confirmed in the Final Fantasy X Ultimania Omega Guide. These distinctions give each temple a cultural identity beyond just its architecture, hinting that the hymn isn't just a Yevon prayer, but an ancient song of the faith themselves. So the next time you visit a Cloister of Trials, listen carefully. The game's audio team deliberately adjusts the key and tempo to reflect the local aeon's personality. It's one of those background details that quietly reinforces Spira's world building. Personally, I always like the added touch of the Hymn of the Fayth being sung differently at each temple. I always felt that version belonged in the temple or the area it was played at. But to actually see the deliberate nature of its origins makes it even more confirming that it was quite a great touch. Most players notice Yuna's iconic white and blue kimono, but few realize that it is designed as a fusion of two cultures. The white top with floral sleeves reflects the traditional summoner attire of Bhed, a city that prioritizes orthodoxy, while the skirt's deep blues and purple sashes echo the colors worn by Besaid's villagers. This isn't random. In the concept art notes, character designer Tetsuya Nomura said Yuna's outfit represents her bridging two worlds, a daughter of High Summoner Braska who also belongs to a humble island. Even her staff is a hybrid of Bhevel's ornate carvings and Besaid's simple woodwork. In other words, Yuna's costume foreshadows her eventual role as the summoner who breaks tradition. A neat touch you might have never noticed unless you dive into design documents. I've always wondered why her staff looked funny from the surface level until seeing the different inspirations that each part of the staff was after. Everyone knows about the Bhed primers that translate the language over time, but buried inside NPC dialogue and optional data is a fascinating implication. The Bhed control the majority of Spira's airship technology and salvage trade. Several shopkeepers in the Comlands and Luca are actually Bhed merchants under aliases. Their shop inventories subtly feature items that are otherwise unavailable that early. This isn't just flavor. It explains how the Bhed can mount such a large-scale rescue operation like Home and the Bhed attack. Their merchant network funnels gil and tech. Even the game mechanics nod to this. When we look at Riku's Mix Overdrive, it is essentially an industrial alchemy, repurposing items from this hidden supply chain. By piecing together NPC lines, especially from Rin and Cid, you eventually uncover a shadow economy that rivals Yevon's authority. But to be fair, this is no surprise considering that the Yevon religion absolutely bans all Machina technology, something the Bhed are very adept at. So in a way, Yevon granted them this monopoly, even if it was done to isolate them from the rest of the world. After you gain access to the airship, if you explore the underwater areas of Lake Macalania, you'll notice an eerie ring-shaped ruin beneath the ice. Square Enix officially labels it only as the submerged ruins in the Ultimania guide. But have you ever wondered what exactly did these buildings used to be? Many fans have pointed out its resemblance to Lucas' BLITZBALL Stadium: columns, curved seating, and circular walls. This has led to a long-standing fan theory that Macalania once hosted tournaments or public events before Sin's attack. Whether it was truly a sports arena or just a civic structure lost to time, it's a striking piece of environmental storytelling. Seeing Tidus, a Blitzball star from Dream Zanarkand, swim past a drowned Colosseum becomes a poetic image about lost culture in Spira. But remember, the frozen stadium idea is a community theory, not an officially confirmed fact. This one may be more of a fan speculation than any confirmation from Square Enix. The resemblance, however, is quite uncanny, and the details can be easily missed because this is just an area we don't spend a whole lot of time on in the game itself. But this is definitely a fascinating theory and just adds more to the depth that Spira already has, and this is definitely something I didn't think about in any of my playthroughs in Final Fantasy X. During the final showdown inside Sin, when you fight the Aeons one by one, the game uses unique boss animations and music. What most players might not know is that the developers left unused animations and voice clips for these Aeons in the code, indicating an earlier version of the battle where each Fayth would speak to Yuna before being freed. Data miners discovered these lines in 2002, and interviews in Famitsu confirmed the cut. This changes the emotional weight of the scene. Instead of silent enemies, the Aeons were supposed to say goodbye, a true final summoning moment. Even without the dialogue, you can feel the intent in the slowed attack animations and special camera angles. It's a rare peek behind the curtain at how Square was pushing cinematic storytelling on the PS2. This is definitely something that I did not pay attention to during my playthroughs, so seeing this made that final battle feel a bit more emotional. And there you have it, 5 obscure details that deepen Final Fantasy X's already rich tapestry. From hidden lyrics to sunken stadiums, these secrets remind us that Spira is more than a backdrop. It's a world with history, culture, and lost features. And also many of us here in the Final Fantasy X community, and those of you who are subscribed to the channel that we talk about Final Fantasy lore, that there is just so much in this world that we tend to beg for spin-offs, prequels, sequels to Final Fantasy X, and there's a reason for that. Did you know about any of these? Or do you have about your own hidden details that you'd like to share? Drop it in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this dive into Final Fantasy X's hidden lore, consider liking and subscribing for more Final Fantasy deep dives. Other than that, this is Enzo signing out, and that, as they say, is that.